The search is on for the gunman who shot and killed two teenagers right in the middle of the Louvre.
Right now, the windows shattered by bullets were...
Q50 and Lil Jeff were always together. They had the same enemies and made fun of them in their songs. They even claimed they had killed Lil Rob and Monti. But everything changed when Lil Jeff died and Q50 got arrested. Q50 was in jail for some time, but he later got out. Now, it looks like he is trying to change his life. While in jail, Q50 became a Muslim. He is now saying that he did not kill the two teenage boys. The big question is he telling the truth because of his new faith, or is he turning his back on his friend Lil Jeff? The truth may finally come out as Q50 faces trial. On January 26, 2024, two teenage boys, 17-year-old Montreo Williams, also known as Monty, and 16-year-old Robert Boston, also known as Lil Rob, were shot and killed while leaving their school in Chicago for lunch. The killings shocked everyone, and it took the Chicago Police Department more than a year to find the people they believed were responsible. From the beginning, one name kept coming up: rapper Q50. He was a close friend of Lil Jeff, the person police believe planned the attack. After the shooting, both Q50 and Lil Jeff bragged about it in their songs and on social media. Because of this, they became the main suspects. But now, as the police have gotten closer to the truth, it looks like Q50 is changing his story. Sources close to the Chicago Police Department say rapper Q50 changed his mind about his first statement. He was called in for questioning about a double murder, and he completely denied having any part in planning or carrying out the crime. But some people believe he may have actually helped the police catch the real killers by sharing what he knew. Many people were shocked by the recent arrests in this case, but those close to the police were not surprised. On January 29, 2025, almost a year after the investigation began, the police arrested the first suspect. His name is Tommy Coleman, also known as T-Slick. He was taken into custody in the 5700 block of North Mason Avenue. He was charged with 2 counts of first-degree murder, shooting from a car, and having a gun even though he was not allowed to. T-Slick went to court earlier this month, and that is when prosecutors shared some shocking details. They said that 3 people were behind the shooting of Lil Rob and Monti. The person who planned it all was Lil Jeff, but he was killed in June 2024, so he will not face punishment for what he did. The third suspect, 20-year-old James Allison, also known as Jay, was found and arrested by the Chicago Police and the U.S. Marshals Great Lakes Regional Task Force. He was caught on February 3, 2025, in the 2200 block of the city. James Allison, also known as JMO, was arrested in the 2200 block of North Main Street in Crown Point, Indiana. He was given the same charges as T-Slick and is expected to go to court for the first time later this month. Sources say JMO went to Innovations High School with Lil Rob and Monti, the 2 people who lost their lives. Prosecutors at T-Slick's first court hearing also talked about this and said that JMO helped the shooters by giving them important information to plan the attack. When T-Slick was arrested, many people talked about it online, especially on Reddit. But when JMO was arrested, even more people paid attention. Fans were shocked for 2 big reasons. First, because he went to school with the victims, and second, because he was still in high school at 20 years old. Some people said he was too old to still be in school, while others pointed out that at the time of the shooting, he was around 18 or 19, so it was not strange. In the end, fans of Q50 were happy that his name had not been mentioned in the case. They believed this proved that he had nothing to do with the shooting. More importantly, prosecutors in T-Slick's trial made it clear that only 3 people were involved in the attack. They also said that soon after the shooting, detectives got an anonymous tip that named Lil Jeff as one of the shooters. The tip also led them to an Instagram page where a video showed the 3 suspects inside the getaway car. Lil Jeff had posted the video on his Instagram stories just 20 minutes after the shooting. A video posted on Instagram showed 3 gunmen wearing black masks while singing a song. The song talked about shooters wearing masks, riding in a stolen car, getting out, and shooting at someone. This video became very important for Cook County prosecutors in their case against T-Slick. They brought in at least one witness who said they recognized two of T-Slick's accomplices from the video. After seeing T-Slick with them in other social media posts, the witness identified T-Slick, Lil Jeff, and JMO as the shooters. Detectives compared the Instagram and YouTube videos with security camera footage from Innovations High School. The footage showed JMO leaving the school about 90 minutes before the shooting. Investigators then used CTA surveillance cameras to follow JMO as he took the train to State and Roosevelt. From there, he walked to a parking lot on Canal Street, where cameras caught him getting into a dark blue Infiniti SUV. The group then drove back towards Innovations High School, where they opened fire on Lil Rob and Monti before speeding away in the same Infiniti SUV. What they did not know was that several security cameras had recorded the license plate of the vehicle while they were escaping. Police used license plate readers to track the Infiniti as it moved along the Stevenson Expressway and DuSable Lake Shore Drive before the suspects ran towards South Suburban Dalton and Calumet City. Later, investigators found out that the Infiniti had been stolen from a parking lot at the University of Chicago 4 days before the shooting. The suspects had removed its license plates and replaced them with plates stolen from another parking garage at the same university to avoid being caught. After police confirmed that Lil Rob and Monti had died, Lil Jeff and Q50 started bragging about it. They mentioned the shooting in their songs and talked about it in several Instagram live videos. In one video posted by Lil Jeff a few days after the murders, he was riding in a car with a friend while singing along to the same song that played in the Infiniti SUV during the attack. At one point, he lowered the volume and told his followers that the song made him want to go after his enemies. If you thought that was shocking, then you have probably not seen Q50's music video that seems to describe exactly how the double murder happened. The video was released shortly after the deadly shooting. In the video, Q50 is wearing all black, holding weapons, and standing with a group of men dressed the same way. They all look ready for a shootout. As the song plays, Q50 raps a chilling line. "He trying to go spin, we can spin downtown, last two got left." This is where things become interesting. The shooting happened in downtown Chicago and 2 people were killed. When you compare this with Q50's lyrics, it is hard not to believe that he was rapping about that exact crime, almost as if he was there when it happened. Even though this sounds like an open confession, some of his fans believe he was just saying it for attention and that he was never actually at the crime scene. In fact, recent events suggest that Q50 may not have played a direct role in the shooting. However, this does not mean he is completely innocent. For years, Q50 was close friends with the late rapper Lil Jeff. Both of them were known for bragging about killing their enemies or taking money to do it. Many people believe there is some truth to these claims. Q50 is still feared as a cold-blooded killer. Unlike most rappers, his reputation is not just about his music, but also about his connection to danger and violence. Even in drill rap, where violent lyrics are common, Q50 takes it to another level. And he does not seem to be stopping anytime soon. Q50 does not seem to care about the complaints from people who say his music and lifestyle are too focused on violence and murder. In one of his most recent music videos, he is seen holding up 9 black hats while covering his face with dollar bills. Anyone who knows about drill rap and street gang culture understands what black hats mean. They are used to show how many enemies a person has killed. So when Q50 showed 9 hats in his video, along with a bouquet of flowers, there was only one message he wanted to send: he has taken 9 lives, and he wants the world to know. A screenshot from the music video was shared on Reddit, and many people started talking about it. One user wrote, "He acts like he is tough, but he is only running straight into prison. It seems like he wants to spend his whole life behind bars." Another person questioned, "How are people getting double-digit body counts with all the technology today? Those numbers have to be fake." A third user had a different opinion, saying, "If people stop giving him attention, he will stop being relevant. The more people talk about him, the more this will continue. If fans ignore him, all of this will stop." Many people agree with this last comment. In a world where technology tracks almost everything, how does someone claim to have killed so many people without getting caught? If Q50 is telling the truth, then he has figured out how to commit murder and avoid being arrested. For all we know, he may have been involved in more crimes than anyone realizes. Q50 may have been part of the group that killed Lil Rob and Monti, but once again, he has managed to remove himself from the situation. The rapper talks about murder and his body count so often that it is hard to believe he does not know more about what really happened. In October 2024, British YouTuber Trap Lore Ross spoke in an interview with DJ Vlad about how shocking it is that Q50 has not been sent to jail, even though he constantly brags about how many people he has killed. What makes it even more strange is that Q50 does not just rap about it, he actually gives his fans updates on his body count. During the interview, Ross said, "Q50 is still out here. He was arrested for a short time, but they let him go. Now, he is back on the streets, and people say he has killed 8 people. I do not understand how he is not in jail. It is very confusing. If Jeff was still alive, he would definitely be in jail facing serious charges." Ross also explained that both Q50 and Lil Jeff have never tried to hide the fact that they were killers. They have always talked about it in their music. He even mentioned a shooting at a McDonald's in Chicago where someone's mother was shot. In one of his songs, Q50 rapped about the incident and made it clear that he was involved. Ross continued, saying, in his song, he raps about it like it was no big deal. He says his mom got in the way. That is just how they are. They shot up the McDonald's, and it had to be closed down. Q50 and Lil Jeff have always been open about what they have done. And as long as Q50 keeps making music, it looks like he will keep talking about it. Q50 and Lil Jeff have not only rapped about killing people, but they have also talked about getting paid to do it. In one of their songs, they mentioned taking a job in Milwaukee for money. Trap Lore Ross spoke about this in an interview, saying, "There are many lyrics where Jeff and Q50 talk about their first time doing a hit. They say things like, 'My first hit was a 2-for-1, or I am in Milwaukee doing hits for some change. My first hit was not a regular hit.'" After hearing these lyrics, fans started looking into real-life crimes that could match what they were rapping about. It did not take long before they found a shooting in Milwaukee from March 2022 that sounded exactly like what Q50 and Jeff described in their song. As time went on, Q50's reputation in the rap game continued to grow, but so did the list of crimes linked to his name. In December 2024, things took a serious turn when he was arrested. Police found him in possession of a modified firearm, a weapon with a special switch that transformed it from a semi-automatic to a fully automatic gun. Such weapons are highly illegal, and with Q50's past run-ins with the law, this was a major issue. After reviewing his case and considering his history, the court decided to sentence him to 1 year in prison. For many people, this seemed like the beginning of the end for Q50. With Lil Jeff gone and now Q50 behind bars, it appeared that their era of dominance in the Chicago drill scene was coming to a close. However, something unexpected happened while Q50 was in prison. Instead of continuing down the same path, he started to change. He found faith in Islam and began attending prayers regularly. Those close to him noticed that he was shifting his focus and seemed to be working on becoming a better person. Meanwhile, despite being locked up, Q50's music career was far from over. In fact, it was reaching new heights. While Lil Jeff was alive, many people had seen Q50 as just a sidekick, someone who followed in his friend's footsteps. But now, with Lil Jeff gone, Q50 was stepping into the spotlight. More and more fans, even those who had once been dedicated supporters of Lil Jeff, started streaming Q50's music. His name was being talked about more than ever, and he was quickly becoming one of the most recognized rappers in Chicago. However, in December 2024, police arrested Q50 after they found him with a modified gun. The weapon had a special switch that changed it from a semi-automatic to a fully automatic gun. Because of this crime and other past offenses, the court sentenced him to 1 year in prison. Surprisingly, prison has changed Q50. He has now accepted Islam and prays regularly. It seems like he is trying to change and become a better person. Besides his new faith, Q50's music career is growing fast. When Lil Jeff was alive, many people saw Q50 as just his sidekick. But now more fans, including those who once supported Lil Jeff, are listening to Q50 songs. He is becoming one of the most popular rappers in Chicago. And with that, we come to the end of this shocking and intense story about Q50 and his final words about Lil Rob and Monti's murder. If you want to stay updated on the latest news and drama about your favorite celebrities, do not forget to click on the card showing on your screen.